Hi everyone, good morning. I was having a conversation with a dear friend and we were talking about Mary Tells All. And she asked me where it came from, where the idea came from. I gave her this, very brief 10-minute response. She mentioned, I think maybe that's something that's worth posting. I just want to give everyone some context. For those who don't know me personally or who just don't know this, I am a birth doula and I studied midwifery. I am very passionate about pregnancy, birth, and supporting women and supporting families through that time. That's a big part of my life. Since I've had my fifth baby, I was with the baby and we moved back to Germany, and I was not doing much in the birth world, but I started feeling ready to get back into the birth world now that my baby turned a year old and I have childcare for her. So I was going to put together a social media presence as a doula for my doula business. Give some tips and put some information out there and advertise myself. And long story short, I realized as I was doing in the process of this, I realized that a lot of my birth philosophy comes from and pregnancy philosophy comes from my life philosophy and my values. So what are my values? Optimism, discipline, family, planning your life, strategizing, focusing on things that work, can-do attitude, health, nutrition, fitness, self-improvement, things like that. So I have these kinds of life values that I realize are a big part of how I formulate my birth and pregnancy philosophy. So I didn't just want to share about, the first trimester, or what is it like to have a newborn, or, your changing body in pregnancy, which I want to talk about all of those things and more. I felt like I have a lot to say because I've experienced a lot and had lots of private conversations with women and otherwise, not just with mothers in the context of pregnancy and birth, but also, with other friends about different things that my husband and I were going through. So whether that be moving internationally with kids, or learning new languages, or our journey to early retirement, or basically anything having to do with motherhood. I've had so many private conversations and figured out so many things that have worked for me and things that have not worked for me on these various subjects. And I just felt like instead of doing voice notes, which I usually would do, I just started talking to the camera instead. And a real highlight to this whole experience is that it's bringing some more conversations, and some people are thinking about some things that I've said that they were kind of already thinking about. And then now that I'm talking about it, it's gotten them down certain paths that they wanted to go down, just kind of opening up all these avenues. And I really love that. And there are some things that we've had over the years, family and friends who have asked us how we did particular things and how we managed to move with a newborn, or, internationally, or how we retired. And, we would just kind of give our answers to people privately, but it's not like I was sitting down and giving a game plan. It's like, no, this is like step by step how we did it. And then after a while, I'm thinking, maybe I should. Maybe I should be sharing some of these tips and things, because it's stuff that we had to work out, and it was painstaking, things that we did wrong. We did it wrong for years. We did this wrong, we did that wrong. I'm sure there's still things that we're doing wrong, by the way. But the things that we were doing wrong, but then corrected and figured out a better way to do it, or a way that worked really well, I want to share that. I'm sharing it with everyone. So basically, I realized that I have a lot of things that I want to say, and that I think are worth saying, and that I think people want to hear, and that I think other people also have things to say on the same subjects. And let's get a conversation going, guys. Let's talk about this stuff. All the things that we care about, all the things that that everyone is trying to figure out at the same time. You know, even if you're not my exact age, it's kind of these big subjects that are a really big part of life. And I would love to just get everyone talking about it. I would love to hear your feedback, and let me know what other subjects you want me to just talk about, do videos on, and I will definitely do that, or just what you think, and maybe I can address some different points in that as well. All right, everyone, have a great day. Bye.